You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living. But as you can see, you know what I mean? Live in a living color.
If you thought the Drake versus Kendrick saga was already boiling, think again, because it's hitting a whole new level of chaos. Word on the block is Drake's plotting another diss track, and he's been clowning Kendrick all over Instagram like he's itching for smoke. But here's the real question. Can Drizzy actually hold his ground against Kendrick without his longtime shield, J. Prince? See, for years, J. Prince has been Drake's silent muscle in the industry, his knight in shining armor, swooping in whenever drama got too heavy. But when Kendrick fired off that deadly warning, saying he could park his son for ages, suddenly J. Prince went ghost. No backup, no defense, just silence. And insiders say Drake is furious about being left out in the cold like this. He was absolutely convinced Houston, and especially J. Prince, would ride with him against Kendrick, but the opposite happened. Reports say Drake even previewed his unreleased Kendrick diss inside a Houston club, expecting the crowd to go wild. But the response? Dead quiet. Not the hype he was hoping for.
Drake got Not Like Us banned in Houston. That's not unbothered, that's bothered. He put a cease and desist on Not Like Us, a stop order on Not Like Us.
And it doesn't stop there. Word is, Drake tried flexing his power by banning Houston clubs from spinning Kendrick's anthem Not Like Us. He thought J. Prince would step in to enforce it, but Houston DJs straight up ignored him. The track is still blasting every single day, loud and proud. Even Houston weathermen are throwing shade, sneaking Not Like Us references into their forecasts, like the whole city is laughing at Drake's expense. So what's really going down between Drake and Houston right now? Did the unshakable alliance between Drake and the so-called boogeyman of the industry, J. Prince, finally snap in half? And here's the million-dollar question. Why did J. Prince ghost Drake at the exact moment he needed him most? Some folks whisper that Kendrick might be sitting on dirt about J. Prince, and that could explain the silence. For years, J. Prince has been Drake's ultimate guardian angel, his fixer, his shield, his ride or die. Whenever somebody tried to drag Drake through the mud, J. Prince was right there, cleaning up the mess before it got too messy. Just think back to when Pusha T exposed Drake for allegedly being a deadbeat dad, who swooped in to shut it down. J. Prince. He stepped in and stopped Drake from making things worse with a reckless clapback. Now, J. Prince claimed Drake was ready to unleash hell on both Pusha and Kanye. But let's be real. If Drake had something lethal, Prince would have let him cook.
People outside of Texas think J. Prince run Texas. The people in Houston don't think that.
Wack 100 was here last week. He don't think so either.
Well, only the people who believe the myth that Suge Knight was as bad as he was. And Suge Knight wasn't bad.
So is J. Prince just marketing?
J. Prince is a music mogul. Nothing else. He's a music mogul. He's in the entertainment music industry. He ain't no mafia boss. Mob ties is not a real mob.
Truth is, J. Prince knew Drake's ammo wasn't strong enough to go toe-to-toe with Pusha's Story of Adidon. So instead of watching his golden boy get buried, he pulled the plug. That wasn't just loyalty, it was business protection. And when it came to Kanye, the feud was a straight-up circus. Years of jabs, disses, and sneak shots. But even then, J. Prince somehow forced a ceasefire, dragging both Drake and Kanye onto the same stage for that Larry Hoover benefit concert in December 2021. Without J. Prince, that truce never would have happened. When NBA YoungBoy took a shot at Drake in one of his tracks, guess who came storming out the gate? J. Prince. He wasn't about to let anyone test Drake, not even a hot-headed YoungBoy. Word is, Prince didn't just check him. He allegedly sent goons to hit YB's spot, strip him of valuables, and then tried luring him back by claiming he could help recover what was stolen. But YoungBoy didn't bite. Instead, he hopped on IG Live and blasted J. Prince directly, calling him out for trying to play games in the shadows. And trust me, it wasn't just YoungBoy. Diddy himself got a taste of Prince's fury. Remember when Diddy slapped Drake in the middle of a packed club? Most would have let that slide. but not Jay Prince. He fired back with an entire diss record, going after Diddy, Birdman, Lil Wayne, and even Suge Knight, making one thing crystal clear: Drake was strictly off limits. Jay Prince even sent a chilling warning to Diddy. If he laid hands on Drake again, his own family could feel the consequences. For years, that's how it's always been. Jay Prince moving like Drake's hidden muscle, stepping in whenever somebody tried crossing the line. Which is why this new silence is so shocking. When Kendrick lit the fuse and told Drake he could drag things even deeper if pushed, everyone expected Jay Prince to swoop in like always. Instead, vanished, like he evaporated into thin air. Now the whispers are louder than ever, some saying Jay Prince is staying quiet because Kendrick might be holding cards that tie him to something darker. Maybe even whispers about Takeoff's tragic death. When Kendrick spit those venomous bars on Euphoria, robbed his daddy and killed He Wanna Be Jr. Dementia must run in his family. Let it get shaky, I'll park his son.
You ended the beef between Drake and Pusha.
I guess you could say that.
Because now, okay, there hasn't, was there a phone call that happened?
Well, I had an opportunity to speak with Kanye, you know, and of course,
because we heard Drake was saying he smashed Kim on the record. That's what we heard. Through the grapevine. That's what we heard. We don't know.
Never heard that.
I don't know. That's what we heard. That's what we heard. We don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. But I'm sorry.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? That didn't, you know,
right.
That
was
something didn't make sense for us.
Right.
And our movement, that was some moment, right?
Right.
So we figured out how to circumvent that and keep it moving.
Because I'm gonna be honest, that takes a lot of restraint. It takes a lot of discipline. Because, you know, I don't with the social media like that. I post or whatever, but I don't. But there's people who with that.
Yeah.
And if you lost on social media, sometimes you lose in life to these people.
Yeah.
So I could imagine that week that you called Drake and was like, yo, we're not gonna respond.
Yeah.
Blah, say, blah, whoop-de-whoop. How hard do you think it was? Because some people were saying that record couldn't have existed. Because if it existed, they don't care about Pusha T. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it existed, they would just drop it and just end Pusha T and Kanye if it existed. But then some people was like, yo, why didn't he respond? So what was that week like? Because I'm sure people was hitting you on that as well.
You know, that was a testament of the respect that he had for me. Because he wasn't trying to hit that. Really.
Yeah, he wanted to drop. He's an artist.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that is. Hit you, you want to. So to me, that was a testament of the respect he had for me, and I had to like really, you know, let him know, okay, I really mean this.
Right.
You know what I mean? This don't make sense.
Right.
And when we put it on the scale, it didn't make sense. It was that simple.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Jay overdid it with Nas with that second record, and he went to certain places about family and things like that. It kind of made him lose the beef by default because of him bringing in other family members and him doing that. Is that how you felt with Drake?
Well, in all losses, some losses are wins.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It depends on your thinking ability where all of that is concerned. And we, you know, we couldn't get caught.
The streets lit up with speculation. Many believe he wasn't just throwing shade at random, but firing a direct shot at Jay Prince and his son, Jazz Prince. And here's why that cut so deep. Jazz was allegedly the one overseeing protection for Takeoff and Quavo the very night tragedy struck in Houston. Houston and Atlanta have always had strong ties. So when Takeoff lost his life under what many assumed was Jay Prince's umbrella of protection, the backlash was instant. Rumors swirled that the shooter might have had ties to the Prince camp. And ever since, Atlanta folks have been looking at them sideways. Suddenly, Jay Prince found himself tangled in whispers of blame. And with heat like that on him, protecting Drake was the last thing on his mind. But Drake, he's fuming. He feels abandoned, left to fight Kendrick on his own without his industry father at his side. Now he's scrambling to keep his Houston grip alive. Word on the street says Drake tried forcing clubs in H-Town to stop spinning Kendrick's Not Like Us. and even previewed a brand new diss inside the city, hoping to rally support. But Houston wasn't having it. DJs kept the record blasting, crowds kept chanting, and people started clowning Drake for even thinking he could ban the city's anthem. Locals are flat out saying Drake doesn't run a thing in Houston, and Not Like Us is still blasting daily, louder than ever. People in Houston are speaking up, and they're clowning Drake in real time. One local flat out said, "I live in Houston and this is not the case. Not Like Us plays in all the lit lounges and spots." Another wrote, "Not Like Us gonna be played all the way through November, LOL. We haven't even hit homecoming season yet." The city's basically telling Drake he has zero pull in H-Town, and it's got him big mad. Word is, Drake's so pressed, he's planning to take subliminal shots at Jay Prince himself in his next diss aimed at Kendrick. And of course, Drake's back to his favorite sport. Trolling on Instagram, he's dropping sneaky little jabs at Kendrick like it's a full-time job. Recently, he liked a clip of a Dubai DJ clowning Cali gang members for needing to unite just to take down a Canadian. Then Drake popped up in a mirror selfie, posing like an IG baddie in a Tupac "Only God Can Judge Me" tee, straight baiting for attention. But he didn't stop there. On July 28th, a video went viral of a Drake impersonator performing Hotline Bling in a New York boxing gym. Instead of ignoring it, Drake shared it on his Instagram story and captioned it with a cheeky line straight from Not Like Us. Sometimes you gotta pop out. Like seriously. Drake keeps proving Kendrick's bars right. He really looks like the biggest fan.
Hey, Jay Prince, I'm making this video to address the ongoing back and forth between myself and Drake. Both me and Drake have taken each other, and it's time to put it to rest. I'm asking Drake on December 7th to join me on stage as a special guest to share the two biggest albums of the year, live in Los Angeles, with the ultimate purpose being to free Larry Hoover. I believe this event will not only bring awareness to our cause, but prove to people everywhere how much more we can accomplish when we lay our pride to the side and come.
Meanwhile, the streets are saying Drake should wave the white flag with Jay Prince and stop embarrassing himself. Fans are calling him desperate, with one even saying, "Houston is a strange city. You don't run anything out here, Drake." The message is clear. Without Jay Prince backing him, Drake's empire in Houston is crumbling fast. Now the streets are buzzing heavy because folks believe Drake's about to cross a line with this next diss. Insiders claim he's not just aiming at Kendrick anymore. He's ready to fire shots at Jay Prince too, the very man who used to shield him from all industry smoke. That's dangerous territory, because going at Kendrick is one thing, but turning on Prince, that could leave Drake wide open in ways he's never been before. Rumor has it Drake feels betrayed, like Prince abandoned him when things got hot, so now he wants revenge by putting him on blast in the music. Some even say he's hinting at exposing old ties between Prince and past street drama, which would be a wild move, especially with Houston already giving Drake the cold shoulder. And let's not forget, Kendrick's been sitting calm, watching all of this unfold like a chess master waiting to strike again. If Drake really dares to throw Prince into the mix, Kendrick's next response could be devastating. Fans online are already predicting that Drake might write himself into a corner, with one saying, if he pokes Prince, that's career suicide, period. At this point, it's starting to look like Drake's losing control of the narrative. Instead of keeping things cool, he's doubling down, acting like he's ready to scorch earth just to prove a point. Word is, the new diss he's cooking up isn't just targeting Kendrick and Jay Prince. It might even drag in names that were never part of this beef to begin with. Drake wants headlines, but the danger is, the more names he drops, the more enemies he collects. Insiders claim Drake has been pacing studios, venting to producers about how everyone turned on him, and that's why this next track is supposed to be his most ruthless yet. But here's the kicker. Some folks believe he's overplaying his hand, because when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, he didn't just diss Drake, he gave the culture an anthem. Meanwhile, Drake's disses keep leaking early or getting lukewarm reactions, making him look desperate. Even fans are split. Some are begging him to chill before he self-destructs, while others are hyped to see if he really has the courage to call out Prince directly. One fan wrote, "If Drake really goes at Prince, he better move out of Houston permanently." Another said, This isn't rap beef anymore, this is survival. What's making this whole situation even scarier for Drake is Kendrick's silence. While Drake is online throwing jabs, leaking snippets, and trying to stir the pot, Kendrick hasn't said a word since Not Like Us dropped. And that silence, it's louder than any diss track. It's like Kendrick is sitting back, letting Drake unravel in public while plotting his next strike in private. Industry insiders are saying Kendrick's calm is calculated. He doesn't need to rush. He already won the streets with one record that's still blasting everywhere. Every time a DJ spins Not Like Us, it feels like Kendrick is reminding Drake that he owns the moment without even lifting a finger. Meanwhile, Drake's running himself ragged, trying to fight a ghost. And that's what's driving the paranoia. People around Drake say he's second-guessing everything, stressing about what Kendrick might drop next and when. The uncertainty is eating at him. One fan put it perfectly: Kendrick doesn't even have to rap right now. Drake is battling his own shadow. Another wrote, "This isn't a beef anymore. This is psychological warfare." Drake thought dropping diss after diss would bury Kendrick, but instead, it's making him look like the one scrambling for attention while Kendrick plays the long game like a master chess player. Right now, the biggest question isn't even whether Drake can out-rap Kendrick. It's whether his entire legacy can survive this mess.
I heard that there was a record that got played in some club. Not club, it was like, I guess it's a club in Houston, right? And the record's kind of sounding like Drake talking some shit.
For years, Drake built himself up as untouchable, the biggest hitmaker of his generation, the guy who always came out on top no matter the beef. But this Kendrick war, it's exposing cracks that fans never thought they'd see. Every misstep, from the weak crowd reaction in Houston, to trying and failing to block Not Like Us from clubs, to getting clowned by fans online, chips away at the aura of dominance Drake has spent over a decade protecting. Some are saying this could be his Ja Rule moment, where one feud shifts the entire culture against him and he never fully recovers. Even his ties to J. Prince, once his strongest protection, now look shaky. If Drake really goes at Prince, it risks burning bridges with an entire city that used to embrace him. And if he doesn't, it makes him look weak for crying out about betrayal without firing back. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. Fans online are already calling this the most dangerous chapter of Drake's career. One viral post said, "If Kendrick doesn't end Drake, Drake might end himself." Another bluntly asked, "Is this the beginning of the end for the Sixth God?" You gotta know how to treat her, and you can't claim her like a trophy. Beyonce, Solange, Barbara Jordan, Sheila Jackson Lee, all fierce Houston women inspired by strength and power. And just when you start believing you're untouchable, she's already packing her bags, dropping a dime to Eyewitness News, and heading to Vegas to tell the world how foolish you really are. That same energy is what's now surrounding Drake. Because if J. Prince feels he's been crossed, best believe J. Prince is gonna protect J. Prince first. Some fans say this isn't about Drake versus Kendrick anymore. It's about loyalty, betrayal, and survival in Houston's culture. One fan even said, "Man, Houston's the heartbeat of the game," and K. Dot already told you, Not Like Us is blasting nonstop out here. Drake looks like he's testing the waters, trying to figure out who's still riding with him and who's ready to cut him loose. But what about you? What do you think is the real reason J. Prince has turned his back on Drake at the worst possible moment? Is it Kendrick's influence? Is it old street ties? Or is Drake just finally paying the price for playing too many games? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I want to hear every angle. And while you're here, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with your people. Turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. And trust me, check out the next video on your screen. You don't want to miss it.